a 2022 Nissan Leaf S. This is the basest of base specs. It has 150 horsepower, I think 220 foot-pounds of torque. It's got an EPA rated range of about 149-150 miles. Beth and I bought this as an extra car for the family. Our oldest daughter is going to start driving soon. We also wanted something that would be really good around the city for running errands. So we took delivery of this earlier this week. We bought this car from McClarty Daniels Nissan in Bentonville, Arkansas. I told them I would put in a plug. It was a really great experience. Bought the car easily over the phone through text, and they brought it up from Bentonville and delivered it right to my driveway. So Beth and I are going to spend some time with this car today, driving around town, talking about the car, what we like about it, what we don't like about it. Overall, we like the car a lot. I think this is one of the best electric vehicles you can buy, certainly for the money. If you are primarily an around town driver or you're commuting 50 miles or less each way every day to work. I'm a huge fan of this. Of course, Nissan was one of the first companies to mass produce an EV. They released the Leaf in 2010. So we'll take you around town today and show you the car. Here are the charge ports on the Leaf. You have the J1772 level 2 charger here, and this is a level 3 fast charger. It is a CHAdeMO. If there is something that I don't like about this car, it is that it uses a CHAdeMO instead of a CCS. I actually got stranded in a different Leaf in Salina because the only CHAdeMO charger in the city of Salina was out of order through Electrify America. CHAdeMO is the standard in Japan, but the standard in the United States is CCS, or also the Tesla. Okay, we are back in the car and getting ready to run some errands in the 2022 Nissan Leaf S. Again, this is the base spec, so it doesn't have any of the options. We did pay MSRP for the car. I do want to talk about that a little bit. Right now, a lot of dealers are charging over MSRP for cars, which is really problematic and concerning behavior. I would not pay over MSRP for a car. I think it is really bad and dangerous practice, because if you end up paying over MSRP, particularly if you're taking a loan out on the car, if the market shifts, you could be in a very precarious position where you owe significantly more on the car than it's worth. Of course, if you're paying cash and you don't care and you want it now and you want to put that on the hood, that's fine. But I think for most people, just do not pay over MSRP for a car. So I really like the Leaf. Beth, you've driven it a little bit. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's a nice drive. You know, as you said, there's no bells and whistles to this particular one, and truth be told, I'm kind of a bells and whistles type of person. But in terms of how it drives and the comfort, it's excellent.
Yeah, I agree. It's very comfortable. It's very quiet. And if you slam on the gas like we just did, it does still give that sort of torquey, instant torquey feeling. But I mean, it doesn't feel anything like a Tesla, and it certainly doesn't sustain those speeds Beth and I have both driven it to where Beth works in Topeka and back, and even the Nissan Leaf S, the base spec with the 150-mile range, it got there and back, no problem. It does have, again, the level 2 J1772 charger. You can also charge that off a regular outlet, and in fact the Leaf the Nissan Leaf S comes with, even the base spec comes with a charger that is very, very nice, and has both a standard wall outlet, your standard 120 volt plug, but it also comes with the NEMA 1450 adapter, so you can do level 2 off the charger that comes with it, and then it has a CHAdeMO level 3 DC fast charging port. CHAdeMO is in the United States limited to 50 watt hours, so kilowatts. So that is definitely slower than Tesla, really slower than most any other EV you buy, and you're going to be more limited in where you can charge it, because while it's common to have 6, 8, 10 or more CCS chargers at an Electrify America station, or if you pull up to a Tesla supercharging station, there's often 8, 10, 12 of these charging spots, but typically they're only going to have one CHAdeMO at an Electrify America station or ChargePoint or EVgo, or any of those. So that is an Achilles heel of the Leaf. I drove one all the way to Salina. I drove the Nissan SV Plus, which my friend Nicole has. It's got the 62 kilowatt battery pack. This has the 40, and it rides great on the interstate. It is quiet. It can maintain interstate speeds no problem, but again, just limited by that CHAdeMO. It does have all of the safety features you'd want from a car. That was something that was important to us since our teenager is going to be driving this. Even the base model has all of the lane assist. It's got cruise control. So, I mean, when we say it doesn't have...
Backup camera.
It has a backup camera. That's an important one. When we say it doesn't have bells and whistles, you know, that's by 2022 standards. So any car in 2022 is going to come pretty well equipped. Cloth seats, of course, power doors, power windows. The seat adjusters are manual, which was frustrating for my son. The trunk is really spacious. In fact, we're headed to the grocery store right now, and the back seat's also spacious. I've had adult friends ride back there, and we've had our children back there. So, Beth, is there anything else that you would want viewers to know about the car or how we bought the car, anything like that?
Yes. Thank you for giving me a chance to talk.
Yeah.
I think you kind of nerded out there on chargers and all of that jazz for long enough. So one thing that I wanted to point out has to do with the regenerative braking or one pedal driving. So something that's kind of interesting with the Leaf, and I say interesting just compared to, you know, the Tesla where it's always there, is it defaults to it not being one pedal driving and regenerative braking, but there's a little switch on the console area where you can turn it on. And so it's kind of a matter of remembering to turn it on every time you turn on the car so that you get the advantages of that. But on that note, I'll also say, like, the regenerative braking and one pedal driving isn't quite the same experience as what you might get on a Tesla. It certainly works, but I have found that I've still needed to use the brake in order to fully slow down to the extent I need to. So it's just, I think, a learning pattern with finding that balance with using the regenerative braking or e-pedal as it's noted on the Leaf as part of the driving experience.
Yeah, I pretty much drive in e-pedal mode or the regenerative braking mode all the time. In fact, one pedal driving is one of the things I like the most about EVs. I guess the other thing I would say is we will get a $7,500 tax credit on the Leaf. So with an off the lot price of, $28,500, you add in that $7,500 tax credit. They don't give it to you like on the hood. But when we do our taxes next year, we will claim that. It is a non-refundable tax credit, so you can't get credit for more than you pay in taxes. But from my perspective, $28,000 for a pretty good EV, one that's really storied, is a good deal. $20,000 after the tax credit, I just think makes this a great deal. And of course, one of the other things is they were offering 0% financing, which in today's car market, with how cars are retaining their value and the resale value of cars, I don't know if that'll continue. But 0%'s good even in a normal car market. But in a market like this, I just think it's even better. So it was a no-brainer for me to pick this up. The only other complaint I have is that on the Nissan Leaf S and the S Plus, although I haven't verified it on the S Plus, you do not get the Nissan Leaf Connect, which is the phone app similar to like what I'm familiar to with my Tesla, where you can monitor the car, remote start the car, manage charging from the car. That was frustrating for me. I don't think I would have paid more for the SV just for that because of how we're using this car. But that's a frustration because I have not found a way to set a charge limiter on this car, meaning other than like watching the time and unplugging it, left to its own devices, it's going to charge to 100%. And I typically like to charge to between 50 and 80%. Lithium batteries don't like to be all the way depleted or charged all the way full. So I would, give this car like really positive reviews. I would recommend them to folks. I really like it. Beth, what would you say?
Yeah, I was going to comment on the app thing too. So I'm glad that you did, because that was kind of annoying. I think for me, I'm not into the battery charging nerd stuff that my husband is here. Thankfully, I have him to do all that research for me. But for me, I have to say I've gotten kind of spoiled where being able to use my phone or the just the key fob itself to walk up to a car and have it unlock right then and get in was something that I really liked. It was convenient to not have to dig my key out and click the unlock button. And so not being able to have the app to be able to do that with this car is, just an extra inconvenience factor, because I have noted that with the key fob, with at least this particular model, it isn't just like a walk up and unlock. You have to physically click the button to unlock the door. So something else convenience wise to know.
Yeah. And I think, it is unusual, right, to have to interact with your car in that sort of more classic way. So yeah, I would agree with that, Beth. But overall, I would say for the price, this is an excellent car. And I don't have concerns about the range at all. I would not want this to be my only car. But I think as a second car, a car for a young person,
And I don't know if you lived in the city, and you didn't do a lot of road tripping, maybe this could be your single car. I'll also do kind of a review and comparison of the Nissan Leaf SV Plus. So the SV has the upgraded technology, and the Plus means it has the larger battery. But if you're thinking about the Nissan Leaf, I think it's an excellent car.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. See you later.